Thank you for coming today to the rededication of the Cook County Law Library. We have put in 50 years, and we are thrilled that you had the opportunity to join us today. This program is going to be split in half. We're going to have speaking remarks from the president of the Cook County Board and the director of Chicago Kent and members of the Cook County Law Library staff. Just as I start out, I just would like to remark that a rededication of this particular institution, 50 years. One of the attorneys was teasing me this morning. I certainly have not been here for 50 years, and the attorney did have a nice story to share that 50 years ago, his class, when he was 12 years old, came to the Cook County Law Library, and he was able to, at 12 years old, see this unified court system and the library. What I would like to address in my quick remarks is I didn't know exactly which way I wanted to respond to this, because there is a lot that can be said about the library. But what I wanted to focus on was that Cook County Law Library, regardless of what we do moving forward, has inspired me with its professional staff. I've been mentored myself by the professional and responsive staff that has worked tirelessly to meet the diverse needs of the patrons and end users in this unified court system. Excuse me. The emotional investment that I have personally to the library is enriched by the dedication of the staff and the unselfish devotion that we have experienced one to the other. The level of service in the library is affected by this humanity of one to the other in terms of service. I personally was mentored by librarians that had a unselfish attitude, and that attitude has evolved into what has made the foundation for the staff. Regardless of what the library hopes to do in respect to technology moving forward, the libraries are a service institution. Cook County Law Library is a service institution, and the professionalism and the service aspect could not be achieved without the personnel. I did not want to go into a homily and talk about the future without making a reference to the staff. One of the things that I wanted to emphasize as we evolve into new technology, or actually a new service model that emphasizes more and efficient use of the resources and technology, that cannot be achieved without instructions, the instruction of the staff. Librarians are teachers. Librarians are information literacy teachers. That information literacy aspect is what's going to carry and sustain the library moving forward as we evolve into this new technology. There's a Chinese proverb: if you give a man a fishing rod for a day, then he can catch fish for the day. But if you show him how to fish, then he can fish forever. So this model of empowerment is what is going to be the driving force for all of the opportunities that the library has moving forward within the context of this access to justice revolution. The empowerment aspect of teaching and learning will facilitate the new technology. Excuse me. You gain experience from the past, but you cannot relive the past. The library has a proud history of service. That service is going to be sustained by all of these opportunities that have opened up within the context of the support from Cook County government, the expectations and support of the unified court system, and really this access to justice revolution is something that is a natural for libraries and librarians. At Cook County, we have always done these kinds of service for self-represented litigants and pro se litigants. Now these opportunities, as they evolve to provide new environments and new venues, will support our service objectives. As I talk about our teaching opportunities or librarians as teachers, I guess that's a good transitional opportunity for me to comment on one of the remarks that I just made in respect to the administration and the support. Our Cook County Government President, Tony Preckwinkle, a teacher, a politician, very innovative. The innovations that are part of the new environment for libraries as we advocate services and demonstrate the opportunities to be innovative is a natural for this environment and clearly understood by our administration. So without any other conversation, please join me and welcome Tony Preckwinkle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I apologize for the acoustics in here. They're terrible. And there's not much we can do about it. So I just ask for your patience and attention to all of our speakers this afternoon. I'm grateful that you took time to come this afternoon. The Cook County Law Library is one of the hidden gems in the county. It served the public for 50 years and will continue that tradition of service for years to come. Free and equitable access to the law and all available legal resources are essential to the fair administration of justice. The Cook County Law Library has played and continues to play a critical role in ensuring that anyone, regardless of their income or circumstance, has that access. Public law libraries throughout the United States serve as information and access resources. In this tradition, the Cook County Law Library has a well-deserved reputation for its services and contributions to the community. Founded in 1963, the Law Library has been committed to meeting the legal information needs of any interested group or individual. We anticipate nearly 100,000 visitors will visit our law library and its branches by the end of this year. The Daly Center alone has hosted an average of 1,400 visitors per week this year. We have law libraries throughout the county in the Skokie, Markham, Bridgeview courthouses, as well as the Criminal Courts Building at 26th and California. Throughout the decades, the Law Library has identified and acquired the best informational resources available for those who utilize it, whether they're judges, lawyers, government officials, researchers, self-represented litigants, By the way, I had a hard time with that because I always thought it was called pro se litigants, but I've been corrected. It's now self-represented litigants, or the public at large. In marking our 50th year and this rededication of its mission, the Law Library is fully embracing technology and seeks to offer new and expanded service strategies. The environment will open up new opportunities for innovative collaboration with the courts, the justice system, legal aid organizations, library consortia, and the bar. But its embrace of technology is not a new concept. I dare say many attorneys first experienced electronic research at the Cook County Law Library. 30 years ago, the Law Library was one of the only institutions in Cook County to provide Westlaw to the legal profession. Today, the Law Library is excited to offer all patrons free access to the next generation research tools like Westlaw Next and Lexis. The library offers many other specialized legal databases, several of which are available to the public only at the Cook County Law Library. The Law Library is looking ahead to developing an education center that will provide training and learning opportunities for the legal profession and the public. It will continue to expand educational and outreach initiatives. This past year, for example, the library has introduced a monthly series of programs focusing on the importance of topics such as voting rights, debt problems, human trafficking, and the Veterans Outreach Forum. I'm also pleased to note that through a recent action of the County Board, the Law Library and the Chicago Bar Foundation are partnering for the establishment of a self-help center in the Daly Center Library. This collaboration will provide assistance to those who need help in navigating online legal resources in the court system. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Law Library's dedicated staff. Professional law librarians are integral to the access that ordinary people have to the law. Our librarians possess the education, training, and necessary legal research skills to assist users in navigating primary and secondary sources of legal authority in print and digital formats. To Montel Davenport, Justin Piper, and their staff members, I thank you for your dedication. In looking to the future, the Cook County Law Library is poised to make continuous improvements in the quality of justice for residents of Cook County. We affirm the critical role of our public law library, the Cook County Law Library. I'm pleased to mark our first 50 years and help rededicate the Cook County Law Library as an essential component of the pursuit of equal justice for all. I want to acknowledge our public defender, A.C. Cunningham, who's joined us today. We really appreciate your presence. And I apologize. This is one of those evenings in which I have several events, so I'm going to depart now.
At this time, I am very pleased and honored to introduce Keith Ann Stuyvesant, who is the director of the Law Library at the Chicago-Kent College of Law Library. I've known Keith Ann for many years. She is a fine law librarian, director, and inspiration to many of us in the profession. She received her law degree and her library degree, and she has also been a past practitioner. So at this time, I am very pleased and honored to introduce Keith Ann Stuyvesant.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be here, and I'll do the best I can with this. It's a great pleasure to be here to speak at the rededication of the Cook County Law Library, but also, I think, and more importantly, to dedicate us to its success, and we have a lot of help that we can give it. I feel I'm speaking on behalf of law librarians throughout the county. We work for law schools, we work for law firms, businesses with legal departments. We're everywhere. There are hundreds of us, and we serve a large legal community. But, you know, it's the thing about the Cook County Law Library that makes it different from what the rest of us do is they're able to serve the public. We haven't been able to do such a good job of serving the public from our own libraries for some time. Especially, I think of the collapse of the financial system a few years ago, and the fact that in many law schools now, we have to rely on online materials rather than print materials because the cost has gone up so much. We also have smaller classes of students, and we have a number of demands on our budget. So for the citizen who comes into our libraries, there isn't much we can do. We can't offer them access to the databases that are only for our own faculty and students, and we can't really help them figure out their legal problem. So I'm speaking not only for law librarians throughout the county who appreciate the Cook County Law Library, I'm speaking for the average citizen who needs help with a legal problem. I wanted to mention, too, that in addition to this being the 50th anniversary of the Cook County Law Library, it's the 125th anniversary of Chicago-Kent College of Law. So we've been celebrating all year by looking at the past and looking at the past and looking at what the city was like, what the county was like 125 years ago. And I thought I would share with you a few of the things that I've learned. Cook County Law Library may have been dedicated 50 years ago, but the collection that it has really began more than 100 years ago, when the Chicago Law Institute was founded in 1857. The remnants of that collection, more than 100,000 volumes, are here at Cook County. So the largest historical and current legal collection is here at Cook County Law Library, and we all rely on it. I feel almost guilty telling you that every day I'm referring someone to Cook County Law Library because I can't really help them in my own institution. So that's one of the things I learned. The collection is very old. We also have found, in looking at our collection recently, that we even have trouble helping our own alumni who are practitioners, because in many cases they need material that we can't afford to buy. We don't buy practitioner materials, but they find many of those things here at Cook County. So we're grateful for the good work of Cook County, and we want to support it all we can. Another thing I wanted to mention is that in taking on its reimagining of the Cook County Law Library, as the staff is doing now, I've seen some of their ambitious plans, and it's really very impressive. And what I want to do is volunteer myself and other librarians in the area to help them in all that they're doing for the public. We've had to deal with switching to electronic materials. We've had to reinvent our collections in different ways, and we can help them. We also have done a lot of training. We've helped attorneys and faculty and students learn how to use the technology, and we're very good at that. So I think we can help Cook County Law Library in the days ahead. In speaking about service to the public, I do want to mention the fact that many of us think, oh, a library, who needs a library anymore? We have Google. Well, some of you may not have parsed a statute lately, but anyone who's just picked up a statute and read it realizes that that's not enough. You can't tell how that fits in with the legal structure where you live, how that affects your next decision. You need some help. You need trained people. You need law librarians and people trained in the law to help you decode or translate legal jargon, and that's what it is. So as Cook County moves forward, we're all looking forward to helping them along and doing what we can to do our share for the public, because again, we haven't been able to do as much as we would like. So I'm raising my hand, and I hope I'll see others who are willing to volunteer and help Cook County to its next 100 years and to the success of its staff. So thank you very much for including me today, and it's wonderful to be part of this great occasion.
Good evening. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome our distinguished guests, members of the bar, and visiting public. And I'd also like to thank our speakers, President Preckwinkle and Keith Ann Stuyvesant, for their remarks and their encouragement on the future. We are also very gratified that all of you took time out of your busy schedule to come and help us celebrate our 50th anniversary and rededication. We are very grateful to see you here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you into the future. Public law libraries like Cook County Law Library provide value to society, to the community, to all with whom they interact. And this value was recognized 50 years ago when Illinois decided to enact legislation that allowed the establishment of county law libraries. But interestingly, that first legislation 50 years ago did not include Cook County. It was our Board of Commissioners here that decided that they needed a law library, a public law library in Cook County for their residents, because a county public law library will improve the quality of life for all. Law is information, and as such, information, especially in this digital age, in this information age, is an incredibly valuable asset for all people to have, whether it be the legal profession who are working for their clients to manage their affairs and guide them, or else it's for the individual who needs to manage their own affairs or cannot afford an attorney, and they need to turn somewhere to find resources and to find assistance. It is the county public law library, both here in Cook County, throughout Illinois, and throughout the nation. As president of the American Association of Law Libraries, I had the incredible privilege to travel throughout the U.S. and visit other county law libraries. And they have been a very proud and established part of their community, and they are continuing to expand services as we look to expand services here at Cook County. I've had the privilege to work here probably for more years than I really care to admit, but throughout those years, I have one recurring thought. As I walk through the law library, I walk through the stacks, or I utilize our databases that we now have at Cook County. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can come into the law library to research the law, to find out what is it that I am responsible for, or what are my rights. And that is just an incredible opportunity for people to have, and there's nowhere else that a resident or a citizen can come in and do that kind of work. And as has been mentioned by Mr. Davenport, it is the service of the staff, and I think that is something that's incredibly important and something that we need to recognize, and that I, as a member of the public services staff here at Cook County, am very honored to be able to participate in and to work with the members of the public who do come into the library. We are looking forward in the future to provide information in the best sources that are available. We like to call ourselves the information experts, and we hope to bring that information to you in both, whether it be print or electronic or whatever the format was going to be in the next 10 years. But we are here to work with the community, to work with Cook County, and to work with you to be able to make sure that we provide the information that we need for our society and for our community. So again, I would like to thank everyone for coming tonight. We're very happy to see you here. And please, you know, we're going to be going upstairs, and we hope you can stay for that. And we hope to see you in the future when you do have, for your legal information needs, that we can be of service to you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Justin Piper, and I'm the Deputy Law Librarian for the Cook County Law Library. And there's very large print on these papers, so it'll be quick. First, I'd like to thank you all for coming. This is a wonderful day. I'd also like to thank our speakers, President Preckwinkle and Keith Ann Stuyvesant. We are here today to celebrate the successes of the past 50 years, but we also want to acknowledge our plans to build on those successes in the coming years. As I began to look for a way to describe our plans, I found a quote from one of the original authors on self-help and building success, Napoleon Hill. He stated, "It is literally true that you can succeed best and quickest by helping others succeed." This is particularly true for the law library. The law library succeeds when we help our patrons in this community succeed. To ensure our continued success, the Law Library has embarked on a mission to redefine or reinvent ourselves. Our vision for the Cook County Law Library includes adding services, increasing access to information resources, and improving the functionality and appearance of the Law Library. We have already started on that to make progress toward that vision. President Preckwinkle mentioned our monthly legal discussions. In addition, we have started incorporating CLE or continuing legal education programs into our services. These CLE credit programs help attorneys fulfill state licensing requirements. We plan to make these legal discussions and the CLE programs part of our regular service offerings to provide our patrons with the opportunity to gain the information they need to succeed. Another way we are creating our own success is by helping other organizations further their missions to assist the residents of Cook County. For example, our partnership with the Chicago Bar Foundation. I know Mr. Glaves is here somewhere. But anyway, our partnership, Mr. Glaves, our partnership with the Chicago Bar Foundation provides a self-help center for the patrons of the main library while furthering the Chicago Bar Foundation's mission of ensuring access to justice for all. Through this partnership, we hope that we can expand these self-help centers to all of the branch libraries as well. We are also working on partnerships with other organizations within the community. For example, we're working with the Legal Aid Society of Metropolitan Family Services to provide a self-help center at Markham. We're working with the Chicago Legal Clinic to provide legal advice desks throughout the libraries. We're working with LAF to provide a virtual legal advice desk at Bridgeview. The National Immigrant Justice Center on a community outreach program to address issues with immigration. And we're working with the Cook County Jail Law Library on an interlibrary loan program that will provide inmates with increased access to legal information. President Preckwinkle mentioned the addition of Westlaw Next to our collection. Westlaw Next is the next generation of electronic legal research tools. Following the addition of Westlaw Next to the library has seen a 127% increase in electronic research. The Law Library plans to incrementally increase access to electronic resources as necessary to meet this growing demand. To assist in this endeavor, the Law Library plans to add an education center within the Daily Center Library. The Education Center will provide increased access to electronic resources. In addition, the Education Center will provide new opportunities for training programs. As we add more electronic resources, we will increase the training for these resources so our patrons can use these tools to their advantage. Finally, the Law Library is also exploring opportunities to increase success of individuals and organizations outside the legal community. The Law Library has improved the library facilities by partnering with the Illinois Artisans Program of the Illinois State Museum. The Illinois Artisans Program promotes the work of local artists and has been kind enough to install an exhibit of landscape and botanical work in the Law Library. This amazing display contains the work of 5 local artisans, who I believe are in the front here: Lisa Gosling, Tina Lito, Didier Nollet, Mary Jo O'Gara, and Nina Weiss. They will be available in the library later for a conversation about their artwork. We hope that this collaboration will help these artists and other artists from the Illinois Artisans Program reach the residents of Cook County while making the Law Library a warmer environment for the community. The Law Library is a service institution. We pride ourselves on providing the best available services. These changes are just the beginning. We will continue to evaluate options for improving and expanding our services. It is our pleasure to work for you, but we also hope to work with you to develop new services and develop new opportunities for success. This concludes our ceremony. We hope that you will join us in the Law Library for a reception that will include appetizers and cake, some tours, and an opportunity to speak with the artisans from the Illinois Artisans Program. Thank you again for joining us